people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tokini and I'm a lifestyle enthusiast. Just before this episode, I was just thinking of how fast this year is running. Like the year 2020 is running fast. You know, despite all that has been happening, people are still achieving what they set out to achieve, and people are just basically living their lives, and then we just have to be thankful for all of that. And then on my own part, I just realized that this year has been a blessing. It just took me back to earlier on in the year, January, February. I was diagnosed with ulcer, and I talked about it in one of my episodes. And I realized that in that episode, I really did not talk about the causes, what caused the ulcer that I suffered. I also did not talk about the side effects that I suffered, and also like things that I had to adjust to, like my lifestyle I had to adjust to, and then the treatment that I took. I'm not a doctor, but from my personal experience, I thought to share. Right? Basically, in this episode, I'm just going to be sharing with you the side effects the ulcer had on me, on my health, my lifestyle generally, and then the adjustments that I had to make, right? Plus my favorite part of the vlog and nuggets for the week. Now, ulcer is like having an injury at the lining of your stomach wall. At least that's what the doctor told me, and then I read about it. So basically, when your tummy produces so much acid, it causes like an injury in that part, and then that's what causes ulcer. You can check it out to be very sure, but basically this is the explanation I understood. I had that injury, so mine extended to the back of my stomach wall, right? So that's why at that point I was having pain, not just at this chest region, I was also having it at the back. I had to undergo a series of tests and then treatments, and then eventually I got better. But what I want to share with you is the side effects it had on me. The first one, which I wasn't so pleased with, was weight gain, like massive weight gain. Now, it's a different thing if you intentionally want to gain weight, which is fine. You set out to gain weight, you make up your mind that okay, for this period I'm going to gain so and so amount of weight. That is okay. But at this particular point, I was battling with an ailment, and then at the same time I was gaining weight. Now the thing is, with ulcer, you need to constantly eat and make sure there's something in your tummy. Just basically keep your tummy constantly busy, right? And because of that, I had to constantly just eat, and I had food restrictions. So the kind of things that I was eating were not the things I liked to eat or the things I loved to eat. So the result of eating just because I had to eat to keep my tummy busy was weight gain. I was having bloated tummy, I was having Mother Mary arms, my cheeks were constantly bloated. Like each time you see me, it's like there's like puff or buns or balloons in my cheek. That's how big and massive I was. Imagine I gained almost I was about 68 kg, and then I moved in a space of say 3 weeks to 1 month. I moved up to 76 kg. Just wrap your head around the margin. That's how terrible it was, right? So basically, because of that, I had to be introduced to workout. The side effect was that I was gaining so much weight, but the good part of it was that I started working out. So in every situation, there's always a blessing. So the blessing for the weight gain was that I was introduced to working out, and I haven't looked back since then. So yeah, you're talking to someone who works out constantly. I talked about it in one of my episodes as well. I'll try to link it. Today I am better and better from the ulcer, and then I work out now as my lifestyle. So that was one of the side effects. The second side effect was terrible pain. Apart from terrible pain is the fear of the pain. So I was constantly living in fear that I was going to experience pain in the next 10 minutes. So I was constantly just living in fear. When I hear people saying pain kills, I really did not understand it until I experienced it personally. So imagine you constantly living in fear because you feel like in another 10-15 minutes the pain is going to be back. So at every point in time, there was always something in my mouth because I was scared that the pain shouldn't come up. Constantly living in fear is a very terrible thing, and then having pain attached to it as well became very unbearable for me. So that's one of the side effects. I know people who have experienced ulcer, or somebody who has had ulcer. I'm sure you can relate to it. It's actually very painful, and I don't even wish it on my worst enemy, right? So that was another side effect that I saw. Third side effect was I had needles all over my body. Now let me explain. The pain that I was feeling, drugs couldn't really handle it, because before the drugs would get to start working, it was taking a long time. So I was constantly giving intravenous injections. So and my veins are not really visible. So imagine you having to pierce all around your body just to figure out a vein to give you your injections in. So I constantly had needle pricks all over my body. And then the thing is, after the intravenous injection is given to me, or the drip, it doesn't last. The next thing, it comes out, and then at the next dose, the doctor or the nurses will have to now look for another vein, and that meant extra needles in my body. So that 1 month, I had needle pricks all over my body. It even got to a point they had to check on my legs if they were going to see a vein. They thought it would last longer, but I think after that dose, I wasn't able to keep up with it. So that's another side effect that I suffered. Now, the other one that pained me is that I was restricted from eating what I like. For instance, I like to eat fried plantain, but I couldn't. Instead, I was told to take dairy products. I couldn't even, there were some fruits that I was limited from taking. It just made life basically uncomfortable. So I couldn't eat food with so much spice and pepper. It was basically just bland, like your food was just there. I was basically just restricted from eating what I like to eat. Now, the other one that pained me, and I'm still battling with it, I'll actually talk about it in another episode, but let me just mention it here, is that I had breakouts on my face. Now, this was as a result of some of the things that I was consuming at that time. Because I had to choose between getting better, healed of the ulcer pain, and having a smooth face, I had to choose one and forgo the other. So some of the things that I was eating was causing breakouts on my face, but I had to ignore the face at that point and get better. And then after I got better, I started treating my face. I am still working on it. That's why I said I'll talk about it in another episode, when I know that everything, I can actually do a before and after comparison, right? So some of the foods I was taking, I was reacting to them, but I had to take them to get better, and the reactions were basically on my face. If you know somebody who has suffered ulcer, or if you have suffered ulcer yourself, you know that it's really a very uncomfortable situation. If you don't want to experience ulcer, as much as you can, avoid food with so much acid. Then try to eat. Don't keep your tummy empty for a very long time. I think that was what caused mine. And just basically live a healthy lifestyle. You can read about it, or you can consult your doctor. Let me know in the comments section if you know anybody that has experienced ulcer, or if you have experienced it, or if you're still going through it. Let me know about it in the comments section, so that we can actually rub minds and we all get better together. Thankfully, at this point, I am at least almost 90% healed, so I can actually talk about it, and that's why I'm sharing with you. So our nugget for this week is avoid negative people, aka pessimists. Some people in this life are negative. Nothing you say or nothing you do will actually impress them, or actually make them see anything good in any situation. This kind of people, the moment you say something, they bring out the negative part or the parts that cannot work out of it, rather than looking at the positive part of it. So no matter how glaring and how beautiful something is, like this set of people, pessimists, just look for something terrible, something negative to speak about. If you know those kind of people, please run away from them. If you cannot change them, if you can try to change them, fine, but if you cannot change them, please just run away from them. And then if you are a negative person yourself, I beg you, try as much as you can to change. Life is not all about seeing the bad in every situation. In every situation, there's a good part. So why not dwell on the good parts rather than the negative parts? And the thing is that negative people, they love to explain their negativity. So when they see something terrible or when there's a negative situation, they just point it out immediately and start explaining why it is negative. Like, why can't you be positive for once in your life? There are certain things you can't share with pessimists, because they'll always see something negative in it. So this kind of people, you can't even share your victories with them, you can't share your ideas with them, you can't even share your plans with them, because they will end up seeing something negative in it and then discourage you. For this week, try as much as you can to avoid such people. And then if you are one, please, as I said earlier, just change, because whatever you think in your heart is what you will become. So if you're constantly looking at things from the negative angle, or painting things in a negative light, then your life will also follow that line. So you always see things, so your life will always have negative things around it, or basically just have negativity around it. So instead of being negative, do the opposite and then just find the good in every situation, no matter how bad. All right, so that is it on this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and then most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all to my subscribers, and then for those who haven't subscribed, please just click on the subscribe button, and also share this video with your family and friends. Tell them to subscribe to my channel, and then let's grow this community together. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and then I'll see you in my next episode. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed.